Eddie Hearn lands Mikey Garcia on a 1-fight deal with an option, and the second fight with matching rights in that option. The first fight is going to be an alleged $7 million guaranteed purse for Mikey Garcia. All signs point to Jesse Vargas for a February date, but there is some mentioning of Josh Taylor and Regis Prograis, who are also free agents and who could be signed up by Matchroom or DAZN. So, yet to be determined who that first opponent is. But interesting note by Matt Coppinger in his reporting of this is that, and all this news was confirmed today as well by Mikey Garcia and Eddie Hearn, that it's not, to me, the way the reporting is framed, that this first fight isn't what they're after. This is a clear money dump to get Mikey and to have some sort of rights into that second fight. Meanwhile, Manny Pacquiao has 1 fight left on his PBC Al Haymon deal. And they're hoping to pick up a Manny Pacquiao, Mikey Garcia fight second half of 2020. I can see the game plan there. Does it work? I don't know. I didn't think they were going to pick up Mikey, to be honest. So I don't know. I mean, obviously, if you throw enough money at people will ignore like better matchups and better long-term, just career decisions because of money. We get it.
Pacquiao's going to want like Canelo money, right?
Oh, like, I thought when you said I thought you meant like he wants the Canelo fight. I'm like, what are you talking about? But no, you're right. He would want something
like 25, 30 mil.
More than that. I mean, let's be honest here. Manny Pacquiao historically is a much bigger star than Canelo Alvarez. I mean, much bigger star. If I'm Manny Pacquiao, I'm asking for like 40 million guaranteed, 45 million guaranteed. I'm asking for an arm and a leg. And then likewise, Mikey, if you're paying him $7 million for a Jesse Vargas fight, what do you have to pay him for Manny Pacquiao fight? I mean, it's just going to be a lot of money regardless. But that's their hope, that would be a huge subscriber gain and leader for them to have a Pacquiao-Mikey Garcia fight on DAZN. I get the idea. I get the concept. The execution, does it happen? Yet to be determined, obviously. But ballsy move by DAZN and Matchroom here, to be honest. I did not expect them to do this, so I will give them at least props to do this. Now, does their long-term plan, have viability? Again, don't know, but respect to them for pulling this off. I didn't think they could do it.
I wanted to point something out. Mikey's getting $7 million. Jesse's getting at least one. So you have a fight, Mikey versus Jesse, with an $8 million pot. Think about that.
And let's be honest, Jesse Vargas made 1.2 or 3 million against Humberto Soto. He's gonna make $3-4 million.
So you gotta have a $10 million pot for Mikey Garcia versus Jesse Vargas.
$12 million pot.
I'm going mobile, $10 million pot. I mean, that is so bad. It's like he just wanted Mikey Garcia so bad that he didn't care, right? Like, it's one of those things, like when there's like the captain of the cheerleading team, right? You see her like 15 years later. It's like she didn't really age too well, and she gained about 40 pounds. Like, I still want her because I remember her when she was 18. It's like, maybe chill on that. You don't need Mikey that bad.
I mean, to that point, Rob, did Matchroom, did DAZN need Mikey? Do they need a Mikey Jesse Vargas fight? I think obviously they need a Manny Pacquiao Mikey Garcia fight, but that's not guaranteed. That's not happening yet.
No.
But do they need a one-off potential fight with Mike Garcia in your mind? Is that enough to sort of
I think
change
they
things?
need to, because I think fighters have come to DAZN and then they've sort of said good things, like things have been smooth, been treated well, everything like that. So I think this whole, like it's been described, this courtship by Eddie of Mikey, I think this, and Mike is Mikey, right? He's sort of mercenary about his keeping everything open. I'm not specifically tied to anybody for longer than I want to be. but it seems like a lot of money. But again, this is about subscribers now. In the athletic piece, Mike Coppinger kind of broke down. He's done great numbers on Showtime. He's done good sort of decent pay-per-view numbers. So he's sort of in Mike's Coppinger's mind, and I think also mine. Like he seems to be like a draw of somewhat. I think they're talking
He's
about
a B-level star. And I don't mean like B-level in terms of skill level. Like B-level star is a good thing to be.
Yeah. He's like the top
like
of that.
Canelo, AJ is the A's of the world, obviously.
Yeah, Canelo,
Mikey's below
AJ,
that.
Pacquiao, that kind of guy, and then Mike is in that next group of sort of draws. I think so, especially in like LA or Texas, I imagine would be a good place to put that fight. I mean, it may well end up in fucking
Chicago,
Ohio or something. I don't know, but
Movane.
But no, I think it's like you said, it's kind of ballsy because I think the end goal is a big fight in this second fight. You know, with this option to match, with Eddie, with the option to match like for the second fight or Mikey fight after this. So, I mean, I don't think Jesse's is a bad fight, but I don't know. People.
It's not. No. Mikey Garcia versus Jesse Vargas is not a bad fight, and honestly, it's probably the smart fight for Mikey to take. It, regardless of take promoters and everything off the table, just matchups and division. Yeah. It makes sense. It's the fact that it's just a grossly overpaid amount for that fight, and quick note here, just to butt in, Rob. Sorry. This is a ballsy move on two levels. Like it's ballsy because obviously they could not get that second fight from Mikey. And you lose $12 million on a one-off fight, that may not really get you anything. And then it's ballsy because even if you get the second fight and you get the Manny Pacquiao, let's say you get that big giant fucking whale that you've been hunting, it may be so much that it sinks your ship, so to speak. That it's so much money, it's so much behind it that you can't support a lot of other things that you had planned. And that's why it's a ballsy move on a twofold action. Because even though if they get the Manny Pacquiao fight versus Mikey in the second half of 2020, that might be way too much money for that level of fight for the return they're going to get. It may be a success. It could very well be a success. But it's still a ballsy move even to get that second fight. This is a ballsy attempt by DAZN and Matchroom in every angle you look at it. So that's why I applaud them to a certain degree. Because to do this, I mean, we were talking about this before too. For DAZN to really make a dent into the sporting landscape, they have to spend a lot of money. So that's just accepted. Yeah. But on top of that, they have to make ballsy attempts to create attention. Now, I'm not in favor of YouTuber fights to make attention because I don't think that's real sporting attention. But a Manny Pacquiao fight, that's real sporting attention.
That would be huge for DAZN.
NBA heads, NFL heads, baseball heads, they know who Manny Pacquiao is. They know that name. Everybody in the country knows who Manny Pacquiao's name is.
Well, look, the biggest fight out there, Mayweather and Pacquiao was made at a baseball game, right? That's the story. It was made there. I mean, they were photographed at a basketball game. So I don't know that term sheets were written out courtside, but it was that was the story. It got done at a Clippers game or whatever, but. No, I think, like you say, it's a ballsy move. I think DAZN has shown they're willing to do that. Huge contract for Canelo. This DAZN, and that, and now it's that network where Canelo is we're gonna be watching. And along the line, I think DAZN have surprised us. I know there's people are scratching like, how are they going to get this money back, or how is this even? Success financially?
They aren't success financially yet.
But they're trying to do it, and obviously without any of the other, the big four sports or whatever, the big three even or whatever it is, they've got to do it via boxing. And if they can lure a Manny Pacquiao after his contract's done with PBC, then that's big. That's attention. Hopefully they. Bring out DAZN Philippines and get some money back there. Eddie's got his guy. He's been chasing Mikey since the zone started, right?
Yeah, I mean that was the girl that he wanted.
Even before, I think Eddie in interviews said
with
he was
even with
saying,
HBO, yeah, when he was
yeah.
when they really started Matchroom US. But
Why
Gary,
do you think he wants Mikey so much? Like, why is that high school cheerleader after all this? I have to have.
Not to give Bob Arum any credit, but I think Bob Arum said it right. That just sounds nasty for me saying it. That Eddie and DAZN have found success in Canelo, and I think they're drawing a correlation with the Hispanic demographic, and that's why you see them grab Chavez. That's why you see them now try to grab Mikey and grab Mikey. I think they're trying to tap into that market and that demographic. To be honest, that Canelo was that they're finding success with that route through Canelo. Let's go down that route. I think that's why, to be honest. And plus, I think a lot of people outside of maybe the U.S., when they picture U.S. boxing, a lot of Mexican and Hispanic names are part of U.S. boxing history. So I can understand the connection there for Eddie, even regardless of the Canelo DAZN success.
I get that, right? Because like in Texas, the boxing community is pretty strong, and that's predominantly Mexican and Hispanic community, right? Like the community, the boxing community is predominantly carried because there's interest from Hispanics and Mexicans in particular. Like, so I get that, but like, I don't know, is Mikey your guy? Because he wanted Mikey even before the Spence number. He's been trying to wine and dine Mikey.
Again, Mikey is not the end goal. The end goal is Pacquiao. And to that point, I want to ask you this question. Let's say they get a Pacquiao-Mikey fight second half 2020. Like, is that a game changer for DAZN?
I mean, I can't see it being a game changer because of just how much money they've invested into. Like, it'll do well.
Yes.
But Pacquiao's 1 or 2 fights away from being done. So if I got DAZN to watch Pacquiao, I'm not keeping it the next month, which is their end goal.
No, I understand. I'm just asking questions.
What follows it? They've tried to be clever with their what fights for, when and where, because of like when they charge you for the next sort of big one, it falls outside of the 30-day window. So you'd have to see what, like, yeah, if say they make a Manny Pacquiao, Mikey Garcia fight, it's what's in, say, I don't know, say that's July. So it's like what's coming in August and what date does that, we'll have to see what.
But that doesn't even matter. Like, look, for the people that they're trying to grab for that type of fight, those type of people, they don't know what DAZN is. They have no idea who is fighting. They don't care about who's fighting. They just want to see a Manny Pacquiao fight. That's it. And then for DAZN, what you're hoping is that, to be honest, you need... maybe you're hoping that you grab more of the Hispanic market because the Hispanic market does love Manny Pacquiao to a degree. Like, you can argue that Manny Pacquiao is the biggest star in the Mexican-American community right now. Like, you can make that argument. Like, Manny Pacquiao's always done very well in that market. But it's not... DAZN needs something outside of boxing to grab those fans. Like, if they had Mexican soccer rights, if they had MLS soccer rights, maybe something there. Because then you're tapping into more of the Mexican demographic, more of an Hispanic demographic for sports, right? But you're going to more of a mainstream sport. You need something like that, in my opinion. Attached to a Manny Pacquiao big giant commercial. But again, like Gary says, you're spending so much money on something that I don't know if you really get if you get it back, even long term. Because Manny Pacquiao's not going to be there long term. I don't think Mikey Garcia is going to be there long term at DAZN. This seems like a hopeful attention grab that will then lead to just brand awareness. But is $60 million worth that for brand awareness? I don't know. Maybe they're thinking that's a drop in the bucket for a multi-billion-dollar company. Perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. But that's without knowing the deep financials and where other revenue sources are. We maybe just don't know. But yeah, like you say,
And
maybe to them it's completely worth it.
and I mean that like it's look, you have a guy like Len Blavnik who is a mogul oligarch in like the truest sense from Russia. This guy is one of the richest people in the world, and it's a private company. God knows if it's losing money, he just keeps funneling his own private investment into it because he owns the company. You know what I mean? Like
another $500 million, right? From, was it Goldman Sachs? They were looking for investment.
yeah, they're looking for investment
to
outside.
kind of offload some of the burden of it, I think.
Yes.
So we'll see.
Thank you for bringing that up. You're absolutely right about that. At what point do you just contend to be a major market leader in like Germany and Japan, and you have a few things in a few markets that you kind of spend money on, but that's it, and that's your company. And you lower the cost, lower the overhead, and you've just streamlined the content and the product.
I don't know. I think they're going all out.
They are. No, that's what they're doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, regarding other content for USA.
No. Well, obviously they're going to try. I don't think they're going to be successful. Like they're just not. Like they're not successful in the UK for the Champions League, right?
Champions League, yeah.
Thank you. I was going to say British Premier League.
Looking at it, how much they were. I don't know whether they were like just testing the waters or whether they were full on expecting to enter the UK market. I don't know. But just looking at it from other sort of articles. But
if you're going full out, you have to. Like, you can't test the waters with this game.
I meant like with the US venture, like I think they're going to definitely be looking to attack the big rights. Like you say, do they get it? Maybe not. But we'll see. But all I know is Gary will be tuned in to watch Mikey Garcia be the guy to be Manny Pacquiao live on DAZN.
Look, I think that fight's happening no matter what, but I still don't think it's happening on DAZN.
I know, it's just because he picked Mikey over Pacquiao.
I think Mikey is going to finesse DAZN and offload some costs from PBC and go to DAZN and have a tune-up fight, then go back for the Manny Pacquiao fight on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, look, Mikey's
a mercenary, like I think you said it. Like he's a bounty hunter, man. He is.
And fair play to him if he's bouncing around picking up these big checks. I mean, Robert Garcia has tweeted, quote tweeted. Michael Benson giving the details of the athletic stuff about the 7 million. He said, I want a pay rise, Mikey. So whether that's an indication that maybe the numbers aren't right, and it's like, well, if that's the case, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a hefty amount for this Jesse Vargas fight. But yeah,
if Triple G is getting 15 million plus equity
for Steve Rolls,
Mikey better be getting paid a lot. If he's not, he failed in the negotiation because he's a bigger star than Triple G. He should be getting paid more than Triple G. They just overpaid Triple G significantly. Let's just be honest about it. But digressing, has any other points on Mikey? 1 fight plus 1 fight option with Matchroom / DAZN.
Who do you think Pacquiao's last fight with PBC is going to be against? Is it going to be against Mikey or is it someone else?
I'm leaning Danny Garcia at this point. I think Spence takes more time off or tune-up, to be honest. Maybe like takes a mandatory, and we have a Pacquiao Danny Garcia fight on pay-per-view early summer is my guess.
Well, that's Pacquiao's first fight back this year, next year.
Yeah, I would, yeah, because he's a 2-fight-a-year guy. I think he fights April to June is probably when that fight, because you have Danny fighting in January against Hype and Redcat. Easy fight. You can theoretically you could probably even do it earlier in March if you wanted to, a Pacquiao Danny Garcia fight. But I think you can probably see an April to May or June fight for that. But I think it's Danny Garcia. That's the one that just makes the most sense.
So we're not getting Mayweather Pacquiao at all.
I'm leaning to. Well, Mayweather says he has some sort of thing with Dana White in November 2020. So I don't think it's Pacquiao. Whatever that is.
Does DAZN lose out trying to get the Mikey fight because Dana White has courted Mayweather, and he's going to be able to get Pacquiao over on like a UFC Fight Pass or something
Stop.
like
No,
that.
not happening. But Gary, since you asked the question, who do you think Pacquiao fights in his first fight, or his last fight, I should say, with his PBC deal?
Mikey Garcia in May or June.
Oh, so you think
Mikey's gonna take the 8 million or
in
7 million, whatever.
February for a tune-up, and then come back and if Mikey does that, finesse king, of boxing, he has to be. The way he is finessing these promoters and these networks, one else is doing it.
Unless Eddie has absolutely sold him that he's gonna get the fight with Pacquiao, you can't pass up on a Pacquiao fight. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm gonna take the 7 million where I can get it, and then I'll go back and get the big fat payday against Pacquiao.
And Pacquiao still has that one fight in the contract that hasn't happened yet.
Right.
I mean, maybe. I mean, the timing has to be perfect, but see, the thing is that if that were to happen, then automatically Eddie would have matching rights to that pay-per-view, even though it's...
Whose option is it? Who has the option?
Eddie does.
Oh.
He has matching rights.
Had the option.
So that's probably why it wouldn't happen. Even though I like I like the theory. It doesn't happen because there's no way Heyman allows, in my opinion, Hearn to have some sort of matching option on a Pacquiao-Mikey fight. Especially when he has the rights to the main Pacquiao fight. He's going to keep that in-house to a Danny fight, to be honest. I think that's going to be
Don't mess with us hands, all right? Us hands have got it switched so we know what we're doing.
I don't know who it's going to be. It would be a quick turnaround for Danny, but he could do it. If we're talking about fighting in May. I mean, I guess Danny would be the front runner unless Spence comes back, and they wait for Spence to come back, and they make that straight away.
We're going to get Manny Pacquiao, Danny Garcia, April. My guess. See, I expect that to be on the same day as Loma Lopez to really piss us off.